this time, we are kind of at the rehabilitation that we consider from week 1 to 4, or actually week 0 to 4. This time, the person's going to be, or the patient's going to be in the boot. There might be some discussion also about if they should have had surgery or not. And one thing that I wanted to talk about a little bit too is what are the pros and cons for each if you're going surgical and non-surgical. So the non-surgical, the benefit is you don't have to have surgery. So you have no incision, and the risk for infection and things then are really not there, versus having surgery. Basically, the side effects are, what concerning is that you have a scar and you have infection. And that's something we're going to address now too when we're talking about the rehabilitation, because if they had surgery too, you really want to make sure with some of the activities and things in the boot and the exercise in the boot that that doesn't really scrape the scar and that you don't have any infection of the scar. At this time, what we usually start with in a boot, we usually have 3 heel lifts from week 0 to 2. Then we take one off, and they have 2. And then at week 3, we take one out. And week 4 to 5, we have usually 1, and then take out the last lift. And that can change a little bit. But while you're sitting in the lift like this, we have the patient comes to PT, and they can do it at home too, is to remove the front piece so you can sit here. And now Thomas has 2 heel lifts inside of, so 2 of these at this thickness inside of there. So his foot is in plantar flexion. And what we want to do now is have you start moving in. So you're going to start into plantar flexion. You lift your heel up and back and forth. So we can help you stabilize up and down in this position, just to really try to activate the calf. One of the things you can do too is try to put your fingers in the back to see if they're actually getting an activation or moving in the back. Sometimes what they feel is that they're not using the calf at all. What you can do is to try to set, I'm going to lower this table a little bit, so you're in a little bit more comfortable position. Sometimes when they have a hard time activating it, you might then want to have them do it on the other side too. So go up and down on your toe there. So you kind of know how that feels on that side. And then we're going to start moving in this side as well. And usually what we do this is normal, like 3 sets of 10, 3 sets of 15, and they can perform this 4 to 5 times a day, starting at home as well, depending on if they're at work and their timing to be able to open it up. They're still going to continue the isometric that they do from during the first week. We're also going to have you start curling in your toes. There you go, straighten out and curling in to really start to activate while in the boot. There's not a lot of assessments really. You don't really assess the strength and any of those things at this time. But there are a few things that we continuously do to measure. So what I'm going to have you do now is you're going to take your leg out of the boot, and we are going to measure what we call the Achilles tendon resting angle at this time. So you're going to lie down on your stomach. And usually what I do is I'm controlling the foot too, so they don't feel scared that it's going to fall down and go into too much of dorsiflexion. So we can handle that here. But one of the things that we can look at is in this position, we talked about matless test that the foot falls down, but we can actually measure this too. So one of the things that we do is we can relax the foot, and we can have an inclinometer a little bit on the lateral side of the foot and measure that position. And that position is about 17 degrees of dorsiflexion. And then we can compare to the other side. And what we want to do is follow that degree of Achilles tendon resting angle to see that he doesn't progressively fall more and more down. So we want to kind of try to maintain that position. If you don't have this kind of inclinometer that we have, you can use your regular inclinometer that you usually have for looking at back, back range of motion and things too, to kind of put on the lateral side when you're in that matless position. The other thing that we look at, you can slide up a little bit, so the foot gets a little bit more support there, so it's not hanging. Can you slide up a little bit more? So the foot is kind of resting in a plantar flex position, so I'm not worried about that position being able to change. And then simply we just do calf circumference measurements where we feel is the thickest part, and kind of have that measurement so we can follow that over time. Especially because over the time, the calf circumference measurement is going to be bigger early on before they're starting to atrophy.